Welcome to paradise, a one-of-a-kind man-made treasure, where unique coastal shops offer exclusive finds from fine art to beach novelties. Dining options span upscale Epicurean delights to walkable desserts, and small-town charm meets million-dollar views everyone can enjoy. This is Balboa Island. Balboa Island was established in 1916. The first homes were built on this 0.2 square mile island in 1921, and the only way to get here was by ferry. By 1929, a concrete bridge made it easier to get onto the island for the 100 residents and visitors. Today, more than 4,500 inhabit the island in the winter, and thanks to a popular summer rental home location, it can swell to 10,000 during the warmer months.
So Vasco Núñez de Balboa discovers the Pacific in 1513, hence Balboa Island. That's where we get our name. Often people want to know why they moved here. Well, by 1906, there are lots available to purchase. W.S. Collins has a master plan. You can buy lots inland or on the bayfront, $600 a piece, bayfront, $300 inland. So you could get a piece of this prize. And there's 3 islands, so Big Island, Little Island, Collins Island, after our founder. And they start living here, mainly seasonally, summers only. That's when people love to be here, to fish, to reside on the beach, and just relax. Eventually, we get some of our most esteemed Hollywood visitors. Shirley Temple was one of our early ones at the height of her career, who she was on Onyx and got to know the Hershey family really well. So little Ruthie used to hang out bayside, running around in the water, and that was just incredibly charming. We have these photos in our archive of her enjoying these summers. We've also had some other notables. Some may recall Buddy Epson. He lived on South Bayfront for a number of years in the 70s and 80s and had his dream home. We also had Humphrey Bogart, Lauren Bacall in our bay. They had the notable Santana. And we also, of course, have had the Wild Goose frequent the harbor. And John Wayne was a guest of ours. He enjoyed the Shanghai Pine. And Annie Devine was a regular on Balboa Island. He would be seen walking around. We've had Jane Russell. She used to frequent Amelia's restaurant, which is now the Royal Hen. Same facade, same experience. Betty Davis was also someone you would see renting sailboats. And Desilu, the boat, was also seen in the harbor, owned by, of course, Lucy and Desi Arnaz. Sammy Davis Jr. used to charter the Wild Goose, and we've also have seen other famous people on board like Dean Martin. So this place was a respite for Hollywood culture. They would get away, have some great times here, relax. They would call it home.
Take a walk along Marine Avenue for the sights of nautical designs and stylish beach fashions. Or maybe you're looking for some amazing local art, unique jewelry, or colorful island decor. Balboa Island also has great dining choices to satisfy anyone's appetite. From modern gourmet cuisine to grab-and-go hot dogs and sandwiches, the flavorful aromas will satisfy even the most discerning diners. Some local eateries date back to the island's early days, where residents and visitors alike gather to enjoy the island life. The selections on Balboa Island go beyond the basics. The local color meets local flavor, where culinary options span the globe. Still need to satisfy that sweet tooth? There may be nothing more iconic than the island's 2 famous desserts, the Balboa Bar and Frozen Banana, available at some of the island's most iconic establishments. The local sugary treasures have been mainstays for nearly 75 years and have been replicated, including on the hit TV show Arrested Development. The tasty treats are dipped in chocolate and covered with a variety of coatings, from nuts and sprinkles to cookie crumbs. It's a must-try. Good. There are entertaining events all year long on Balboa Island. Bundle up and enjoy the world-famous Newport Beach Christmas Boat Parade as it makes its way around the harbor, and walk around the island to take in the beautiful homes with some of the most amazing holiday lights you will ever see. Love that time of year. Are you ready for a quick trip across the waterway by way of the Balboa Island Ferry? So your family has a rich history with Balboa Island and the ferry.
Well, as a matter of fact, it's a great story. In 1919, when the city was getting ready to incorporate the city, the red car, of course, came down from Los Angeles, and its last stop was Balboa at the newly constructed Balboa Pavilion. And at that time, my grandfather was beginning development with Collins here on Balboa Island, so they needed to get those red car people over to the island. So a ferry service was necessary. The city put it out for bid for a contract, and as the story goes, there was 3 bids. One bid could have their boat ready in a couple weeks, one could have it ready in a week, and my grandfather could have it ready that day. So grandfather got the bid. Joe Beek won the first contract for the Balboa Island Ferry Service, and the Beek family still operates it to this day. So the first ferry boat was just basically a dinghy with an outboard, and that was just a passenger-only ferry. And of course, automobiles were rapidly becoming more popular back in the early 20s. So then he quickly went to an auto ferry that carried one automobile, and the little outboard could push the barge with the one automobile back and forth. And then in the late 40s, we built the 3 present 3-car automobile ferries. It's the same ones that have been going ever since the late 1940s. So it's been said that we're the longest continuously operating auto ferry in the world. We right now average about 1 million to a little over 1 million passengers a year. The ferry boat runs 365 days a year, weather permitting. And it's just a great way for tourists and visitors and locals to get back and forth across the harbor. Of course, it does beat swimming.
For first-time visitors and long-time residents, there are so many options to enjoy one of the most beautiful places in the world. Well, I think so. Balboa Island. Journey well.